All successful teams, very successful teams, are okay with arguing. Hey guys, I'll come to you today and I want to tell you this, is that if you want to grow your business, you have to grow a team. But here's the thing, most work cultures are toxic. And the fundamental principle, or the reason they're toxic, comes down to a fantastic book that you have to read called 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And I'm just going to touch on the first layer of that, and the thing, I'm going to give you a magic sentence that's going to change the game for you and your team. And it is this. Is that if you read the book, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, which you should read as soon as possible. I always say that almost nothing I teach is mine. Of course, I've had to learn it from somewhere else. A lot of it from experience, but I read a lot of books. I show up to a lot of events. I invest a lot in coaching. So the bottom rung of 5 Dysfunctions of a Team is lack of trust. And what happens with lack of trust, if there's a lack of trust in the team, that normally comes from the inability of people to share their true feelings, right? Because people feel that they can't be, keyword, vulnerable. You have to be able to be vulnerable, but for your team to be vulnerable, you yourself have to be vulnerable. I always say leaders don't share their insecurities enough. That is strength, not falsely standing up in front of everyone and pretending like you've got it all together, because that's impossible. But the point of this is that the next rung in the 5 dysfunctions is that leads to kind of false harmony, and no one really shares. So this is what I want you to understand is all successful teams, very successful teams, are okay with arguing. All successful teams disagree. All successful teams have created a trusting environment where arguing and disagreement is normal and natural. I just read the most fantastic book by Rieder called about his principles. And he says to be able to culture or to create the environment where you've got real disagreement and discussion, empathetic and thoughtful, his words were thoughtful discussion in a team is one of the most powerful things you could ever do. Because the catalyst of that, or the result of that, is that you get such better results because you've got so many more people engaged in trying to solve the problem. Because that's all we're trying to do in business, is solve the problem. And here's the key sentence that you have to understand. Successful teams do disagree, they do argue, but crucially, they understand one concept, that for the team to function, they have to eventually understand this. Doesn't matter how big the disagreement, doesn't matter how much the disagreement or the difference in opinion, they have to understand this one concept, and that is that successful teams may disagree, but they still commit. So you've got to be able to disagree, but commit. Let me say that again. Disagreement is good. It brings different opinions, different ideas, and the result of that is you're going to have a better product, service, or impact on the universe. But we will not achieve anything if we're all moving in different directions. So while we may disagree, we have to be able to disagree, but commit. If you just bring that one sentence into all your meetings from now on, or when all your new hires, and say, listen, in this team, we're allowed to disagree, we're allowed to argue. But at some point, often the leader will have to go, I hear you, and I'm okay with disagreement, but we have to commit on something. Sometimes the leader has to also understand it can't always be their thing, but disagree, but commit. So even though we disagree, we're going to choose this direction, and we're all going to commit to that all out, without the I told you attitude that a lot of us have, waiting for the thing to fail. So often you're going to get your way, they're going to get their way, but the idea of the whole thing is whatever way you decide to go, disagree but commit. Hope that was helpful. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Just make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on, because I'm going to come to you live every single day with a tip.